to WHO, in 2015, there were over 200 million malaria cases and an approximation of 430,000 malaria deaths. It was also noticed by UNICEF that over 40% of the world population is now lying in malaria-ridden area.
Many drugs are used to treat malaria. However, malaria has developed a resistance towards these drugs. Furthermore, these drugs have various side effects and they are costly.
An alternative can be used to cure malaria. The rhizome of this plant has been used by Burmese for years. The local people in Kachin State, which lie in northern Myanmar, crush the roots of Copticida and sink it in alcohol. After a certain amount of time, they consume this. In this way, Copticida is used as a herb in Myanmar.
Copticida is commonly found and used in northern Myanmar, China, and India. In the picture, we can see its root that is yellow, and this root is about 1 to 4 cm long, and they're grown along the Himalayas and in China. When made into a medicine, it tastes bitter.
Our experiment was comparing chloroquine's effect and Copticida effect on malaria.
For this experiment, we extracted 7.26 grams of Copticida extract from 53 grams of dried rhizome and 70% ethanol.
To prove its anti-malaria effect, we conducted an experiment. For this experiment, we used 20 Swiss mice and they were categorized into 4 groups, Group A, B, C, D. The mice in Group B, C, D were infected with Plasmodium burgdorferi.
The mice in Group B, C, and D were treated differently. The mice in Group B did not receive any treatment. The mice in Group C were treated with gold thread, and the mice in Group D were treated with chloroquine, which is a standard medicine used for malaria. In this picture, we can see that a mice is being injected with 0.2 milliliter of infected Plasmodium burgdorferi infected blood. Plasmodium burgdorferi is a type of malaria that infects rodents.
For our fair test, all the mice were kept in the same size cage and they were fed the same amount of food. And they were injected at the same time with the same quantity with a 1.5 milligram per mice. For 4 days, we observed the mouse ability to move, feed, and whether they were dead or alive.
On the first day, we could see no significant changes or events.
However, on the second day, the mice in Group B, C, D had decreased in their ability to move and feed. Furthermore, the mice in Group B were one of the mice in Group B was dead.
On the next day, the mice in Group A, C, and D were in good condition. However, the mice in Group B did not get healthy, and by now there is a total of 3 dead in Group B.
On the last day, the mice in Group C and D were perfectly healthy. However, 5 deaths were in Group B.
From our experiment, we can conclude that Copticida is effective in curing malaria.
Another property of gold thread is its antibacterial effect. To prove this effect, we conducted another experiment. For this, we used 500 mg of Copticida solid, 500 mg of Copticida powder, 250 mg of amoxicillin, and 4 petri dishes with Mulanhitin agar.
The petri dishes were contaminated with saliva from our mouth using cotton bud, but afterwards we divided the petri dishes into 4 groups according to the treatment.
The petri dishes were divided into control negative, control positive, test group 1, and test group 2. Control negative did not receive any treatment. However, control positive was treated with amoxicillin, and test group 1 was treated with Copticida solid, and test group 2 was treated with Copticida powder.
We observed the conditions of the petri dishes over 4 days. On the first day, we could see that no bacteria was found. As you can see in the picture, the one there on the top corner is control negative. This is the control test group 2 with Copticida solid. This is the test group 1 with Copticida powder, and this is control positive with amoxicillin.
However, on the second day, a large amount of bacterial colony was found on the dish of control negative. And for test group 1 and test group 2, we can find some bacterial colony away from the treatment, and there was no bacteria was found near the treatment.
On the third day, we could see that lots of colony have developed in control negative, and in control positive and test group 1, no bacteria was found near the treatment, so we could say that there was a clear zone of inhibition. But in test group 2, there was an unclear zone see that in control negative, there are bacteria growing. And in control positive, there are no bacteria around the treatment. And the same goes for test group 1. But in Copticida solid, we could see some amount of bacteria around the treatment.
On the last day of our experiment, we can find some bacterial colony away from the treatment for control positive in test group 1, and a clear zone of inhibition was found for these two. However, for test group 2, we found an unclear zone of inhibition. And it is clear on the dish of amoxicillin that there were bacterial colony away from the treatment. However, for control negative, we can find a lot of bacterial colony all around the dish. And for control Copticida powder and Copticida solid, we found bacterial colony away from the treatment.
We can say that Copticida is also effective in treating bacteria. From this research, we can see that Copticida is just as effective as chloroquine in healing malaria. However, it may not be as effective as amoxicillin in treating bacteria. And we can also see that Copticida powder is more efficacious than Copticida solid.
However, we need detailed research on Copticida toxicity, how to plant it commercially, and ways to improve it as a medicine.
So why did we do this project? Malaria is a huge problem all over the world, and to make matters worse, malaria is now resistant towards some drugs. We took a different approach towards this problem, and we found out that traditional herbs could be the answer.
Our research with further investigation could really help other diseases, not just malaria. The main message we're trying to get across here is that there are traditional herbs out there that can cure all kinds of diseases. This is a cheaper, safer, and a more reliable approach towards modern medicine.
These are our references, and thank you